Hello guys! In this video I want to explore a very interesting urban development here in Mexico City, and it's called Ecoducto Río La Piedad. Let's go! Park begins here in the middle of the bridge, and right away we are greeted with the three nice trash cans. One of the main aspects of this park is actually ecological, because right now we are above the Viaducto. Inside there is a river, and this river is very dirty, so there are systems here in the park that are gonna clean this water, and then it will be used to watering all of the plants in this park, and then these plants will create a very nice environment, less noise, less pollution. So overall it all works together, and it starts with the water that's gonna be taken from this river, cleaned and used for the city. To be honest, I'm not very educated in the water filtration systems and how it should work, so my thing is mainly to look at the architectural aspect of this park, at the details, benches, and just tell you my feeling, what I think about this park overall. I like that along the way in this park you can actually read about what it does and all of the details about the design and infrastructure. And other details that I really want to look at here are like lights, benches, pedestrian spaces, pavements, how it all looks, design, and overall what's the feeling here. So far I really like the vegetation. It kind of creates the barrier between the highway and this park, but unfortunately there is still a lot of noise here. I hope that they would probably bring more vegetation here and it will be more quiet, but at this point it's not really quiet. Right at the beginning I started noticing some design and architectural aspects of this park that I'm not a big fan of. So for example, right when you enter there are these light posts. What I think is a good idea is that actually they project the light down, so there is no light in your eyes and you can walk and enjoy. But then, for example, when there is this pergola here, there is another type of light that project the light on the perimeter. I don't understand why wouldn't they use the same type of lights here all over the park, and why like every time it changes, because if you keep walking that direction you would see again another type of lighting. So for me it would look much better if that would be uniform into the one type of lighting used throughout the whole park. I'm not sure if this pergola will work, because if you would have some vegetation all around it, it will definitely be great, but when it's naked like this, it's black metal, it's gonna be very hot, it's gonna give you only a little bit of shade here because the sun gonna be straight up vertical. So I don't know how you're gonna enjoy sitting on the metal bench that also gonna be really hot. And I'm not talking about the design of this bench. I don't think this is a successful design at all, but let's see, maybe they have a better benches going forward through this park. I think I understand the difference of these lights. So probably these lights are located near benches and they have the USB port and outlet, and the other light is located further from the benches. So probably those other lights, I mean these ones, they were cheaper and those were more expensive, but they wanted to use the USB and the outlets next to the benches, so probably that's why they have these two type of lights. Also, if we're talking about the benches, I'm not sure I really like this design either, because it looks, I don't know, I see like the mounting points, I see how, I don't know, it just doesn't really look like a great designed bench. But this is actually cool, some kind of art here. Yeah, I think it can be used, you know, like to put different art every time. Also, I started noticing that unfortunately this park is not very well maintained. So for example, here you can see the broken part of like geotex material or some kind of membrane here, and at some points it has vegetation, at some points it doesn't have vegetation. I only walked through like 100 something meters at the beginning of this park, and I already have like mixed reaction feelings. At one point, this is really great idea to have this park here, but at the other point, I don't think that it's maintained well and it's really designed very good. The moment that I'm thinking, for example, in Mexico, you really have a lot of rain for half of the year. So they would need somehow to manage the water that you not only get from the river underneath here, but also the water that you get from the sky. And let's say this pedestrian space is very wide, so it would collect a lot of water, but I really don't see where all of this water gonna go, because as you see here, you have like a stone on the side that prevents from water to going to the sides, and I'm not sure where the water actually goes, because I haven't seen any like collecting points of the water. So I mean, I hope the water is not just standing here in the middle, but at this point it's not clear for me where the water really goes. Also, you see here the design of this lamppost. Like, it actually doesn't have even enough space to be mounted, and if they would find something more rectangular and slim, it would look better. You would be able to mount right in this stone here, and you wouldn't need to do all this weird stuff around here. This white pipe here, in my opinion, is also no bueno, because when they designed the park, they probably knew all of their engineering stuff that has to go into. So they should have thought a little bit better about how to conceal it and where to put it, that it's not like this, kind of going out of the vegetation and getting exposed. It really doesn't look good. Since in this video I'm giving you my personal, very honest opinion about what I see, I have to say that I'm not a big fan of this CDMX sign on every corner. I mean, it's cool to have it in a couple of spots where there are tourists to take a picture with it, but like to put it everywhere, in benches, in signs, honestly, I feel that it looks to me like some kind of government program where they basically did it to steal a lot of money. I might be very, very wrong, but that's how I feel about this. You know, like, let's put 2,000 benches. Let's say every bench costs $5,000. We'll put it everywhere. Everyone will be happy. Oh, we have the bench CDMX. But that's just my personal opinion. If you don't agree with it, please let me know in the comments. As a part of this park, there is a very cool building made out of the desert steel. It's like a little auditorium that can be used for some kind of events. So the park goes like, we went first probably 200 meters, then there is a big intersection, and then the park continues. My critique of that is that there is no clear passage to continue walking through this park. You actually have to go through the intersection to go around. There is no straight pass through. Think about it. If you go with kids, with dogs, you don't want to be like every 200 meters, like, oh, give me your hand, look for the cars, it's dangerous, you need to cross. Somehow I would imagine that to get some overpass or maybe underpass, I'm not sure, but I would definitely look into some kind of decisions to have a straight line to continue going through the park. So this space is called Pavilion del Agua, and it's definitely a part of this park. If I remember correct, it was designed by a different architect, not the one who made this park. I think the park was designed by Palier 13, and this pavilion was designed by someone else. I like the details here. It's all metal. Inside here you have a very nice walls with the brick. I think they both go together pretty well. This is a very nice, comfy space. I'm not sure how good it will be for some kind of events, because you're in the middle of traffic. Around you there is all traffic. It's very noisy here. So I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but I really like this small architectural form that's here in the middle of this park. There are actually no directions here where I need to cross and how I need to cross. So now I'm like in the middle. I want to go to the park, but I need to go to one side or to another side. So I was not sure what was this pedestrian crossing for. And at least they would put a sign, if you would love to continue to go through the park, you need to go this direction. Okay, it's red light now. Let's wait. I think this little security post here is a part of the park. Maybe there is a security guy at night or something, but again, I wish it would have some architectural language of the park. It wouldn't be made out of some cheap plastic sitting in the corner, not looking like it's a part of the park, but it is in the park. So that's kind of maybe another critique that I have for it. And let's talk about the railings here. So the railings are a little bit weird because, again, this is painted in like silver color, the other part is black. I mean, it's not nice railing, but I don't care at this point. It just doesn't look like anything here. So the benches are black or CDMX green. The lights are gray. And other benches are brown and gray. This is silver and black. So probably our architects didn't think about some kind of color code for this park, or maybe they didn't maintain it properly and they painted in color they have or something like that, but it doesn't look good. I also wish the electrical closet would look better, because in this moment, or they would hide it with vegetation or paint it good or make just a nice design of it, because it also doesn't look good. Honestly, I'm very tired of saying the words "it doesn't look good." It's not what I came here for. I really want to find a very cool stuff and enjoy this park. So let's talk about the good stuff here. I'm still enjoying walking this park. It's really nice to be separated from the highway, from the busy pedestrian sides, and just walk in the middle, see a lot of vegetations, look from above down on the street, see some street life, look at the building, because at this point you're in the middle of the buildings because there are no high rises here. And you can see some nice interiors, you can just see people on the balconies and say hi to them. So this is a very cool part of this park that I really enjoy more than I don't enjoy the architecture of it, if I can say that. You see what I mean, right? It's really weird because if you look up there, you see that this overpass is actually much higher than they make it lower. Then it goes here and you have to bump your head and then go down there. Two things. I understand that probably this overpass was built before this park was built, but still, you should have adjusted somehow or raised this overpass. It's not a big deal in my opinion. And also, you could have added the steps up to this overpass and it would be another entrance and exit to this park. That would be also cool, because this park is pretty long, and more access points you have, more people are gonna use it. Thank you very much for putting the yellow color and the rubber here in the middle. But still, a lot of people would look in their phone, will look around at the buildings where they walk. So in my opinion, this is a real safety issue. So I think that this height here is like 1 meter 80 centimeters or something, and there are a lot of people higher than that. If I can do here a cool comparison, Ecoducto to the Highline Park in New York City, it's actually observing architecture. There is some depressing, old, not maintained architecture, but there is some very cool modern architecture as well. And it's a pleasure to see the contrast of both, because Mexico City is also the city of contrasts. So it also adds to this park that you could not only observe the vegetation around you, but also in architecture. And if you didn't break your neck from the first time, you will have a second opportunity. This is definitely the coolest building I've seen here from this park. I really love this architecture of metal, concrete, big windows, shape of the building, really amazing. That's what I'm talking about, the cool potential. If this park is very well designed and maintained, and it becomes one of these attraction points for the local and tourists in the city, it will also be an attraction point for the developers to build a cool architecture around it. I'm basically telling you the story of the Highline Park in New York City right now, but again, what I see is a great opportunity here to be the very cool spot in the city. To the people who have the ice stand with Ukraine flag on their balcony, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Is this also a part of design of the park? I see some metal roofing, some parts of the railing, and some plastic covers from the park as well. The same issue crossing into the third part of the park. I'll go around it here. I don't even have lights here, so I have no idea when I should go. But this is a very common thing in Mexico City, that there are no pedestrian lights and you need just to look at the car lights and see if they have red. Go on your risk. The third part of the park looks a little bit different than the previous two, because here you can see a little pools. Again, with these pools you see the exposed design for the lights is not great because they have these little notches here. On the other side, I can show you that the benches are inside in the pool. At this point it's just dirt. I understand that it rains here only half a year and then very dry other half a year. But again, when you design something like this, you need to understand what's going to be the use all year round. Maybe it's a maintenance problem, probably it is, because a lot of the paint is peeled off and nobody would like step down there to get into the pool. So I think it was also a bad design from the start as well. Another little interesting invention here. I guess it should work like this. You like stand here in the shade. I don't know why, again, maybe it was a security post or something, but it looks weird. Again, here we have a whole parade of CDMX benches around. Not sure why would you need so many of them in one spot. Maybe you would like put them around somehow nicely. Oh, actually here we have water. So I was complaining there was no water there, but here we have a little bit of water. Maybe that's from the rain yesterday. It's about to start the rain season here, Mexico City, so they collected some rain, but I think the water here from the very start should have been the water filtered from the river behind us, right? We still remember that underneath this park there is a collector that has the river flowing inside those concrete walls, supposed to filter that water and to have this water for the park. But unfortunately, it's not happening. This metal pergola here, I wish there would be some greenery around, would be very, very cool. And at this point, I think I reached the end of this park. From here you actually can see how this river continues going forward, and when this park ends, it's not like the end of the park. You can still have opportunity to develop the new parts above this river, and this park can be a very, very long part. The only thing is please, if you do that, first maintain the park that you have here and then continue to developing the new stages. I think it could be a very, very cool attraction in the city. It could be like this green artery going through the city, attract a lot of people, tourists, local residences. They're gonna be, imagine you have here this cool park, then on the sides are gonna be new cool businesses, new restaurants, coffee places, because people are gonna come here to walk, they will want to eat, to drink coffee. Maybe more people would love to live here in the buildings nearby because they would love to have a morning walk with their kids or dogs, and then there are going to be new developments around. This is such a huge potential with this idea to actually make very cool park and very cool spot in Mexico City. So I know there were a lot of critique here from me about this park, looking at the details, that it's not done well, it's not properly maintained. But I'm doing not to trash something, not to trash talk about like how bad it is or blah blah blah. The only thing why I'm doing this, first of all, I just wanted to explore myself and to see if this is something cool or not. And second of all, it's just, you know, my thoughts that I hope it will develop, it will be better, and maybe if I come here next time, it will be really amazing, thriving place with a lot of people, a lot of vegetation and everything else. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you're gonna give me some critique in comments below. You're gonna tell me more information about this park. Please do that. Or maybe you have some critique to what I said, that I said something wrong and you know it better. Please let me know, because there is very limited information in Spanish and no information in English about this park. And please subscribe to my channel, put the thumbs up, and do all this stuff that helps my channel to grow. I really glad that you watched this video till the end. Thank you again, and we'll see you in the next video. Into the next one.